Hello everyone, this is a video about my game engine and the game that I'm making. I do it after work at home. I wanted to make this video for quite a while now. I've been postponing it for years, and this is totally unscripted, so I just wanted to get it all out and be done with it and see if anyone is interested or liked it. So in short, for kind of 5 years now, or maybe more, almost every day after work I come home and I start programming, and I do a little, let's call it a game engine. I don't really call it a game engine, it is more widely, I call it a game toolkit. It has a level editor where you can create different game objects, edit them. It's kind of resembles a DCC like Maya or Max. You have objects, they have some properties, you can adjust those properties. For example, you can see that node over here which is highlighted. It's a simple obstacle that basically it's a cube or a slope or a stair, and you can modify its properties, and they kind of apply on runtime while the game is running. For example, this is a stair, and you set it to one stair only, it appears as a cube, and it is live while you can see while the game is running. I can even go there with the player and do some stuff in the level and decide that maybe I don't like 4 stairs, I want more, and it will just work, or maybe go back to just one, and it will just work. The interesting stuff about the engine, well, for some of you, it is the technology behind it. It is written in C++. The rendering is handled by my own rendering API wrapper. It currently handles only Direct3D 11 and OpenGL. And the OpenGL, I try to use only OpenGL 3.3 functions, but I'm not really strict about it, at least at this point. As for the third-party libraries, I'm using, let's see, I'm using obviously ImGUI, I'm using Bullet Physics, I use HOSL parser, which Jonathan Ball also uses. I'm actually using the one that he provided on his company GitHub. And what else? Lua, I use it for a tiny scripting. It was intended for level specific stuff, but currently I don't actually use it. I have just a few lines in the levels, so not really use it. MCPP is a preprocessor for code, just like the standard C++ preprocessor. And I think that's all from third-party libraries. Everything else I've written it myself. The engine works on Windows and Linux, although I haven't tried it running it on Linux for quite a while now, so maybe it doesn't compile, who knows. I should give it a try. Yeah, so let me show you the game. The game is kind of it was originally inspired by this old PC game called Chips Challenge, where you play on a tile-based grid. The game is quite old, something like 95 or something released. Never mind, it's a logic tile-based game where you move a player and there are buttons. If you press a button, a door opens, but another one closes, and it's a tiny little logic game. So it started like that, and it ended up like me wanting to make it in 3D and add some stuff around it, and it kind of looks more like a 3D platformer now. So in this particular level, you can see there aren't many, like at all, logic stuff. It's just jumping and running, and these flags are like in Super Mario checkpoints. If you die, you in a few seconds right back at the checkpoints. And yeah, I've got a few levels, but they're not really like actual levels. This thing here that you're seeing is the most thing that is close to a level. And yeah, I maybe will show you some more in a bit. So as you can see, you can just press a button and a door opens. So you've got to pick that box and press it, put it on the button, and the button remains open. And this thing, if you're wondering, it's a portal. It goes like that. And the goal of the game is to reach the end, which currently is implemented with that little moving and bouncing star. And yeah, if this was a proper game, the level should have ended now and you should have been moved to another level, but at this point this is just let's go with a tech demo. So another thing that I actually got, this kind of looks like a one game, but actually all of my game ideas are written in that single project. So back in the time I wanted to make a car game. Let me just show you quickly the car thing. Yeah, so you can control this car. How were the controls? I cannot remember. Yeah, you can drive a car basically, and as any other like real car, the car can jump. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, but the car can jump. Yeah, that's all. I mean, all car simulators should have this feature in them, because all the cars in the real world can jump. It's a hidden button. The manufacturers just don't talk about it, but if you search in your car, there should be one button that makes it jump. Whatever. And currently I really don't know what I want to make out of this game. Oh, okay, I'm recording. Yeah, I was kind of sure. Oh, I'm not sure what I want to make of this game. As I said, I started working on it long ago, and most of my friends that were kind of motivated to make games don't want to do that anymore. They just have other things on their heads, and I'm kind of feeling left alone trying to do this, and nobody cares. And I'm not really that motivated, and I hope that these YouTube videos could kind of help me boost my motivation and probably find other people who think alike, who want to make game, and yeah, probably find a teammate. Who knows, man. Another thing about the engine, let me just showcase you some of the stuff that are here already here. So I guess I should show you another thing. So when you fire up the engine, it looks like that, just like a regular 3ds Max or Maya stuff, and you've got a simple scene, and by right clicking you can create different game objects or just objects, wherever it's not obligated to be a game. I'm just using it as a game editor and an engine. And one of the game objects that exists here are these splines. They are just a curved line. And a cool thing about that engine that took me a while ago to figure out how to implement is just, for example, you can see that I can create game objects and select them and do stuff with them, just like move them around, rotate them, scale them, or whatever. But for some objects you need to modify them on an inner level. For example, this spline, I kind of can select the spline itself, but I want to be able to select that point and move just that point. This is just a let's call it a thing inside the game object, and I really didn't know how to implement it. You can see I've got this UI over here that I can tweak and edit it, but I just wanted to be able to do it in viewport, and after a while I kind of figured it out, so I can enter in a specific edit mode called point mode, and I can just use my regular gizmos on these subobjects. And let me just add a few more points, and if I'm lucky, this spline should... Whoa, the spline isn't actually working. Okay, just let me create a simple one. You imagine that thing worked normally, and yeah, let's try it with the simple one. I mean, always when you make demos, things fuck up, like now. Let's try that again. Thankfully the thing kind of loads fast. Fine. Come on. Yay, align. And I go to point edit mode and move that point, and it appears to work, and I add new points, and it crashes. So probably I did something wrong, and I apparently cannot fix it. Let's just load another level like that one. There is a spline in it. Okay, just please work, man. And oh, it kind of refuses. Whatever, you get the point. Imagine that it works. I mean, I'll fix it for the next time. And yeah, let me just show you that next level of the game, which has a bit more logic in it. As you can see, this is the level, and there are 3 stars, one located over here, one located over here, and the last one is here. And the goal of the player is to collect all these 3 stars. The player can look at the level at any point. I mean, that's how I imagine the game, and they just need to figure out how to get there, just like in I guess Chips Challenge. Let me show you the level. This is the most logic kind of... Whoa, everything just... Why today? I mean, I'm trying to make a demo here. These bugs never appeared. I mean, they just kind of came here just to mess with me, I guess. Let the gravity help me a bit. Okay, now just pick the box without any bugs. Yay, it did it. So this is the most logic-based level. As I said, I don't have many ideas on how to what game I want to make anymore. I mean, that was quite a while ago when I have had that idea. It was 5 years ago, and I actually work a full-time programming job. I do photorealistic graphics and fluid dynamic software, and one new thing at work. So it's kind of related to games, at least like math-wise and programming, but it's not game. I'm happy with the stuff that I do at my full-time job, but it's not games. I mean, and the company isn't mine, so I kind of I've been there for 6 years now, and I like it, but the company isn't mine, and I don't feel that attached to the products, at least at that point. And I think that I don't feel attached because I have that dream of mine that I want to make a game, and it kind of prevents me to have a normal to have a normal job and normal relationships with my job. I mean, this is what I think. I'm not sure if that's true. And I mean, who doesn't want to be independent? I mean, I want to be financially independent and be able to do my own stuff, but currently I don't want to quit my job because I don't feel confident that I can do productive things with my time well enough. As you can see, I have some sort of a game thingy here, but I don't have a vision for a final product. and I don't have the belief in it. So I feel like I am going to waste my time if I just go quit my job and do this full time. So it's not a good idea, at least that seems to me at that point. After that short ramble, you saw the whole level and how the game kind of sort of looks like. Another thing that I came up that I probably want to show the engine, there is a hot reloading thing. Basically, you can edit the code of the game while the game is running, and you can do kind of a full edit of the code. For example, let's say that I want to. It's not the best. Let's go with the best example, but it's a simple one. Let's say that I want to make the camera by default a bit further away from the player. So let's make the player walk faster. Yeah, so you can see how fast it walks, and let's make it like 10 times faster. I cannot do it right now. Okay. I need to start the code in a bit different way. So let's run the code. Hopefully it compiles. Compile now, please. Let's create a player here. Player. Yeah, we've got our player, and as you can see how fast the player goes. And if I wanted to go faster, I just edit the value, I compile again. The thing is compiling right now, and when it finishes, come on, finish. Yay! And now the player, as you can see, runs a lot faster. And the way this thing is working, it's relatively simple. What happens actually is the game is split in two parts, the executable and the DLL. The executable just creates the window and holds the loaded assets, and the game DLL is the heart of the game. This is where the game is, this is where the logic is. And on startup, the executable searches for that DLL, loads it, and just calls its update procedure on the game. And when the DLL is changed, the executable sees that there is a change, it unloads the audio, it saves the level over here in that file, so saves the full scene that we've got of the game, saves it in a file, unloads the level, loads the new one, and tells the new one, oh, by the way, there was a level before you, load it to restore basically the state of the game. And it loads it, and this is how it works. So now if I set this back to something else and recompile, and it builds, and I hit whatever. Okay, unscripted demos, I guess this is how they go. So yeah, and another game that I wanted to make was a strategy game. By the way, all these assets here are mine, not that they are any special or something, but yeah. And on that game here, the assets aren't mine. I just wrote 3 pixel art strategy game assets, and I saw these. And yeah, basically I'm a big fan of Heroes of Might and Magic, and I wanted to make a Heroes of Might and Magic game, at least the combat thing. And this is like a few days of writing. I mean, you have 2 teams, you can just move units around, select units, have buildings, and purchase a new army, and move around and attack somebody else, and just move, and then end turn and play with the other faction. The other faction can do the same thing, and yeah, basically that's the game. Yeah, the pathfinding here can find path, and yeah, this is just a few days project, nothing special. But I don't know. I really like strategy games, and especially like these that are basically Heroes of Might and Magic. I mean, I'm a big fan of Heroes of Might and Magic 3. And yeah, so this is my demo. Sorry for the unscripted thing. I hope I didn't waste your time. I hope you like it. And by the way, if you're interested in any of the technology here, just ask me somehow, somewhere, maybe in the comments, maybe somewhere else, and I will do my best to answer it, or make a video, make a tutorial. I'm really open to making tutorials, but at this point I'm not sure what kind of a tutorial I want to make, so those ideas are completely welcome. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter. This is my profile, and yeah, there should be a link down in the description below. So thank you guys.